When you have parrots, it's easy to get into having to make things for them. A PVC perch, maybe regular perches out of wood, all sorts of things. And the more you love your parrot, the more you make specialty things. What is the #1 greatest specialty thing that I have that I offer my parrots, and how do I see it greatly improving their well-being, affecting their behavior, and making them more blissful? Stay tuned and find out. In the meantime, hey guys, I'm Kaylin, the author of the Parrot Bliss Bond. You can find it on Amazon. Get your copy. This is Bonnie, my golden conure, and if you're used to hanging out, you've met her before. You know she's a rare and golden conure species. Let's get started. So today I'm talking to you about this great thing that is a specialty item. I've never seen one for sale, so it's something you do have to fabricate or alter for your parrots. I'm going to tell you that in preparing for this video, I was looking around, and most of the birds that I've made this specialty item for are my conures. Now, there are over 50 species of conures. That's not to say you and I probably have access to all of those 50, but there are a lot of conures out there, and conures really love this, and I think it makes a really big difference. And that's a place to sleep at night. And it's not just any place. I'm going to show you an awesome space that you have to modify or make. Now, if you have used or seen one of these, that's a nasty cozy. They unravel, they wither. This one's in really good shape because there's like no strings hanging. There's nothing for a bird yet to get stuck on and get their foot stuck on or strangle themselves with. Yes, that is what happens with these cozies. The concept of a cozy is really fantastic. If it was made out of a natural material, that would be cool. If it was even made out of wood, I think that would be okay. But being made out of fabric, it's kind of like trouble in the making because, like I said, they get tangled up in it, or if they start to ingest it, it'll get stuck in their intestine, and either you're paying for an expensive surgery that they may or may not survive, or they're just not even going to make it to the surgery. It's just trouble all around. So the item that I really like is something to modify my parrot's cage to give them a private place to sleep. I want to prelude this by saying you can just throw a blanket over your parrot's cage at night, kind of thing. I don't prefer that because they can't go in during the day. And then for me, I have over 20 species of parrots. That would be a lot of blankets going on and off every morning and night. And so that's like not my cup of tea. And like I said, that means that they can only go and have a private space when you cover their cage. So I do things like I get natural materials. I found something once for like bunnies, I don't know. It was like a woven mat, but it was all natural materials. So I like to put those like on top of part of the cage, and I like to make like a little corner that they can go to. I have seen cozies that are like a corner cozy. They're shaped like a V, and they go in the corner of the cage so the bird can go and perch here and put their head into it and kind of hide. That isn't ideal to me. It's like, if I take your bedroom and I take away half of it, would you be comfortable? You know, half is exposed, and they know that. Now, giving your parrot a really nice place to be, it's going to greatly increase their safety and security, greatly increase their comfort, their ability to really rest at night. And it's kind of amazing what sleep does for a creature, for us or for them. It really allows your body to recuperate. It really allows your body to regenerate. So it helps you stay healthy. Now, some of my parrots, like my baby kikes, they actually have an actual nest box. A nest box will look like this. It has a beautiful circle. This one's already been loved and chewed up. And then the nest box in the back, you know, it'll look like this. It will not have this pole, and it'll have a door or a slider door so that you can look in. But they have absolute privacy. You don't want to use a nest box, and you can buy a nest box, but you don't want to use a nest box for your parrot because that'll make them hormonal. So when you have a parrot, especially again like a conure, I love these. What I do is I call it a bat box because it reminds me of a bat box. What can I say? It's made, I modified the nest box. I put holes at the top. You could see the holes there so that I can use a natural like rope made out of something that is not gonna, like it's so rigid it won't tangle and twine if my parrots get into it, or a zip tie, so that I can hang it at the very top of their cage. And then I put a hole through the sides. And this one, I'm realizing the hole, you know, it should have been more in the middle. But what it does is it gives them a place they can perch outside the cage if they want. But the idea is at night or whenever they want, my golden conure is moving the camera. They can go, they sneak in, and then they perch up here. It's really cute because then they think they can't be seen, but their tails always stick out because conures have long tails. But now they have what they think is a nice wooden secure place. You know, it kind of, I think it feels like a forest to them, even though there's nothing green. All of my conures love it. It's really cute. My bat boxes, the young conures, they go into the bat box and you see all these tails. They totally share the space. The caiques totally share their nest box, but the caiques are young, and so they naturally really would still be in a nest box, so it works. My conures, you know, they're not that young anymore. They're becoming young adults, so it's time to remove something that's going to sexually stimulate them and give them the bat box so that they can have that really wonderful place to rest and sleep, totally not be exposed, totally not be able to be seen. It's fantastic. So again, what I do is I kind of ignore the whole, I mean, you could modify it, of course, any way you want it, but the point is I drill holes into it, I use the holes, and then I can run a tie through this and this hole, and same over here, and even over here if I want, so that I can hang it upside down in the cage. And then I drilled holes on the side so that I could put a perch in. This one, I think I'm planning on putting in a conure cage with less, but I might give it to the caiques. So, you know, I was thinking that I didn't need a lot of perches because often I'll do 2, and that way they get more birds in there. It's just like this fantastic thing. It's fantastic because there's no place for them to lay an egg, and they know that, so they automatically don't get into that mating mode. And it also is fantastic because like they take to it, like it'll take them a night or two. Like at first they won't, but they take to it. They really love it. When it's getting dusk and the sun is going down, they all go into their nest box. There's just nothing better. Again, I don't have to worry about covering the cages. And if they want to go in or stay in, like let's say I'm leaving the house at 7 o'clock in the morning and it's dark, if I had to uncover the cages, I'd have to either leave my parrots in the dark under their blanket or uncover the cage. This way they come out when the sun rises. They come out when they're ready. If they're a little sleepy and they stay a little longer, they do that. I did notice that, like I said, mostly I've just given those boxes to my conures, but I gave a mat, like a natural mat, to my Amazons, and it was on the side, and like I said, I try to put it on 2 sides, and I don't consider that ideal. I should try to make a box for them, but I put it on the side so that they have an area where there's less traffic, where they're more hidden. For my African greys, and African greys love nest boxes, but again, the nest box will make them hormonal. So I could try doing an upside down box, and maybe I'll do that if I put my African greys back together. But I found a cork on Amazon, and it's just, it's a natural cork, and so it's like this big and I don't know, this thick, and I drilled holes in the corner so that I could put it on top of the cage and just tie it, so that basically, because that cage doesn't have an upper shade, some of them have that upper tray, which means that when your parrot's in the cage, they know, like, no one can come at them from above because it's solid. So they're not like going like this on guard because someone can come from overhead, right? And so this cage didn't have that tray. It's exposed, so it just has the bars, and I didn't like that. So I put the cork on, and now Hera, my African gray, has something to bite at. She could destroy it if she wants. It's natural material, so I'm not worried about it. It would be good if she bit at it, and she has more of that protection. Huge difference. It adds to the well-being. It's kind of like, you know, consider yourself not sleeping in your bedroom or in your bed and not getting to like cuddle in a blanket. And, you know, we really need that time to like kind of bring ourselves back in and hide from the world so that we're safe and secure, so our bodies, you know, aren't going to have any harm. And it's good for your psyche, it's good for your body. I mean, it's just good for you all around. So I think it's really important. I really like doing that for my birds. I think it makes a huge difference. When it's hormone season, I don't understand, knock on wood, I don't understand when people say, oh, look at this, and Bonnie, my golden conure, is over here playing with the box. So, I mean, it's also a toy for them. You just couldn't ask for more. During hormone season, I don't have birds that bite me and go crazy. My Indian ringneck gets hormonal, but you know, I could tell. She looks at me and does this little dance like she wants me to mate with her, and I'm like, I'm not a male, sorry. And you know, but other than that, I don't have problems with like an aggressive attacking me, and you know, I don't have any of those issues, and I attribute that to diet and to the fact that I give them a nice place to rest. Like, when they are more balanced, they're not imbalanced. And when they're overly hormonal, it could be that they're either young, kind of like a teenager that's overrun by hormones, or it could be that they're out of balance. So at least I do everything I can to ensure that they're in balance. And so when Milo, my Indian ringneck, you know, does her little fluttering, she's so cute. You know, that's fine, but she doesn't go crazy, so it helps that way. So I feel like these things make a really big difference. All right, look at her. And actually, here's one of the perches we made. So we found the wood when we were going for a walk, drilled a hole. Look, it's already got poop on it. I haven't even put it in a cage yet. And, you know, got the hanging bolt, the washer, so I can use it. Or I think that's what, I always forget what these are called. Anyway, and these 3 parts I got on Amazon. So now this is a fantastic perch, natural, cheap. When you buy perches at exotic bird stores, I just don't understand why they take the bark off. Maybe they're worried like the bark is toxic, or, you know, like if there's bugs, or, you know. I bake them, I dip them in bleach. I just do whatever I think I need to do until I'm like, I'm comfortable, this is clean. And for example, our Major Mitchell, she loves stripping these. I gave one like this, but the length of their cage to Henry and Ursulus, those are 2 Amazons of ours, I couldn't believe they got this thing naked so fast. They stripped the bark off so fast. Parrots, naturally in the wild, do eat bark. The bark is good for them. It helps bind to the lectins. They love it. It's entertainment, and then they have a great perch. So, some things for you to think about to help your parrot have a wonderful cage. Thanks for joining me in this blissful video on this hot August day. It's hot and humid. I can't wait for fall, and I will join you in the next feathered video. Make sure to post and comment below. See you next time.